Hey everyone, it's the Angry Honey Badger, and it is time for us to take another look at a champion build video playing as Blitzcrank in the bottom lane as kind of a tanky support character. This build is very interesting in some aspects to what some people may be used to. It is also not very different to what others are used to. Blitzcrank can be built in a lot of different ways. He can be built as an AP caster type setup, or going with at least AP items because of the damage that he does with those. Items, he can go attack damage because of his brawler type kind of gameplay and setup with his rocket grab and his power fist. And then he can also be played as a tanky character because he is putting himself in danger occasionally by getting into team fights when he grabs someone, and by just kind of being in a nuisance and kind of using power fist to knock up people in team fights. So the way I typically like to build him is more of this tanky style, yet he still does plenty of damage just because of kind of his kit and just kind of the way that Blitzcrank works. So when we start off in this game, what I'm going to do is die here to a tower because I'm chasing. Yes. That was a bad chase. Brand did pick up a kill, though, so I guess that's okay. But what I like to do for this build, for the most part, at level 1, I usually start off with that Fairy Charm, wards, health pot, mana regen pot, in case I need any of that early on, because at level 1 we take Rocket Grab, which is his arm out, and it pulls somebody in if you land it. That does cost a lot of mana, so you do need to be aware of some of that when you are early on in the game. If you miss about 2 or 3 of those early on, you don't have much mana left, because I believe it's 110 mana cost each time you do use that. So you kind of have to be careful with that. Hopefully you can try to land them. It does take time to kind of get that down. I'll miss a few this game, but I land a few too. There's a good miss. But here we're going to move over. We need to take care of this Vayne first. Unfortunately, Vayne is going to be able to kill our Sivir. I'm going to be able to standard attack her to death real quick. And I'll be able to get away from the Malphite. He's not going to be able to kill me, even though I'm exhausted. Actually, I'm going to turn around real quick and pop him into the air and then get away. So, going to pick up a kill there. That is going to help me out for the most part with my build and continuing on with it, because that's going to give me gold. Now, one thing I will say is, much as I go supporty and tanky with Blitzcrank, it's kind of gonna, I don't know, it always seems that you're gonna always get kills with Blitzcrank just because of a few of his passives on things and just because of the damage that he does with a few of his abilities. So it's not tons of damage, but it does add up for the most part. Now every time you'll see, pretty much when they chase me to our tower, I'll grab somebody into our tower so they take some turret damage. Here we're getting to a little bit of a fight. Our Moomoo's down here, I'm down here. There, I did use my ult. It did actually last hit Vayne there, so I did get another kill. But getting kills with Blitzcrank's never really a horrible thing in the long run. I know I'm kind of denying our carry, but I am not friends with this carry. This is a random person, so I'm going to kind of be playing on the philosophy of just kill whatever it is, regardless of who it is. Don't try to be a hero and let them get the last hit for the kill. Just get rid of people so your team survives better. So, as I like to call it, KS, kill secure. So, I'm just going to be helping out with all the damage I can and doing what we can, focusing the smartest target or whoever's going to die first and continuing on in the fight. So, like I was saying, at level 1, I usually start with all that stuff, and I will build into, with that mana regen, I build that into a Philosopher's Stone. Here we're getting a little bit of a fight. We're going to focus Malphite because he is taking tons of damage. He doesn't really have any armor or resist. We're going to get in a fight here now and focus Vayne. She's going to have to run and flash. Our Sivir is going to flash up there. She's going to pick up the kill there with her boomerang. Unfortunately, she's going to get ulted, and then Shen's going to taunt her, and I'm not going to be able to really get in there to help her before she dies, so I'm going to retreat and try to regroup. But like I was saying, that first main item I try to get is a Philosopher's Stone. I still have wards, and I still have my boots that I did get as well. I'm going to pick up a kill there on the Malphite. Moo came in. I did pull Malphite 2 into the tower because he was not guarding himself. One way to keep yourself safe from a Blitzcrank and to avoid his rocket grab is to always keep a minion between you and him. That way it grabs the minion and not you. If there's no minions around, you gotta be very, very careful. There's always a good way to get away from him, since he can speed himself up with his overdrive, which is his W ability. When he's trying to do that to get in range to then rocket grab you, sometimes you need to zigzag a little bit, and hopefully you can kind of zig and zag right when he goes for the arm and miss. So that's something to kind of think about when you're playing against a Blitzcrank. Blitzcrank's pretty strong. He does do plenty of damage too, and he does kind of hurt. We'll go over more of this. But like I said, I do take Rocket Grab as my first ability. I only take 1 point in that early on, and then I do end up taking at level 2 my Power Fist, which does do a double attack, or doubles your attack damage, knocks them up into the air like that, and it's just kind of a nuisance. It's got a good amount of CC, so it's going to help you pick up kills. Now there I did pick up another kill with him, because I'm really good at doing that. I think it's funny that I am getting kills. I think I even talk about it. So I'm going to carry Blitz, as she's saying in the chat. But what we're doing is we're going to keep pushing. I did pick up a Heart of Gold the last time I was back. The Heart of Gold is going to help me out, and it's going to go with more gold per 5. Typically, these gold per 5 items would help you out more if you weren't getting kills, but I'm getting kills, so that's going to be okay, I suppose. But these items are going to still build into a few things that I do eventually build. So they're going to be things to get anyways. So it's just kind of beneficial that I'm getting kills and getting gold per 5. So just something to consider there. Here we just keep getting the little bits of fights. We keep picking up plenty. I have 4 kills, 1 death, and 3 assists right now. Only have 10 minion kills. I am still letting my carry farm. But like I said, I don't know who this is. So I'm going to try to help by getting kills whenever I can, and just trying to kill the enemy, because the longer they're up, the more your team has to tank towers, and all of that does not help your team in the long run. I'm gonna head back to base now. Gonna think about finishing off my boots. You can either go with 2 parts or 3 different kinds. I'm gonna go with boots 3 for the most part, because it's gonna help me be able to catch up to them, especially when I activate my overdrive, and be able to get to an enemy to rocket grab them a little bit more effectively. Still have wards, and I'm still trying to help ward whenever I can. As you can see there, I just warded that bush, and they were all in there. I think, unfortunately, we are going to get into a fight here and die. I'm not going to be able to get away. Moo moves in here. My team does clean up a couple of them. I get a few assists, so that's still going to be helpful. Pick up a little bit of gold right there. And continue the build. As you can see, still have the Philo Stone, still have the Heart of Gold, getting gold per 5 that way. Starting to build a little bit of armor now, because their Vayne is starting to hurt me, and they do have an Olaf and a handful of other attack damage on their team. Typically, I will build the first part of this item, but I think I'm going to go ahead and build this item immediately. I am taking this armor and building it towards a Heart of Gold. No, I have a Heart of Gold. I lied. I'm building this towards a Frozen Heart. Wrong kind of heart. But Frozen Heart's going to definitely help you out. It's going to give you that cooldown reduction, which is going to be great, especially when you want to have his rocket grab up more often, and just his cooldowns reduced in all aspects. And then when I finish off that item, I am also going to get tons of mana, which is going to definitely help out my passive. There's another missed rocket grab. There's all types of those happening. I'm trying to do the damage I can. I get knocked up. We are going to pick up the kill, which is going to be helpful. We're going to continue to push this lane, and then Vayne shows up. But like I was saying, if you do not know of Blitzcrank's passive, it is his mana shield. When he gets down to 20% left of life, 50% of his mana is turned into a shield. So the more mana you stack, the bigger your shield's going to become. That stays up for 10 seconds. Here we did get in a little bit of a fight. I had to flash away there. I'm going to use my silence. I got Olaf trying to slow me right now with his axe. I used my exhaust there on him to try to get away, but unfortunately it gave him enough time to throw another one of those. We're going to have our Amumu, or the game station, pop out here, use his ultimate at a perfect timing with that awesome grab, giving me just enough time to escape. So just kind of a shout out there to the game station with a awesome grab and then ulti to save my life and kind of get them into a fight to pick up a couple kills. So not too bad on his part. That was good stuff right there. Thought I would show that off. So like I was saying, at level 1 I took Rocket Grab, then at level 2 I took Power Fist, and then at level 3 I took Overdrive. Obviously at level 6 I will be taking my ultimate, which is his static field. Now the other reason why I say that you are going to get kills with Blitzcrank regardless of your trying or not, it's just going to happen for a few reasons. If you don't use your ultimate, like right there I didn't, in a team fight, there was a slight chance that I was going to pick up that kill, because every 2.5 seconds, when your ultimate is up, passively it deals lightning damage. It just kind of sparks off of him and deals damage to nearby enemies. So you can be in the middle of a team fight. If you didn't use your ultimate right away, you are going to deal that damage every 2.5 seconds. It is jumping off of him. So you will randomly get kills with it. Also, he does do a little bit more damage than he appears to do with his Rocket Grab and his Power Fist occasionally. So late game, you can start to build more damage if you need to. But like I said, I'm going to go tanky, because him in the middle of a fight knocking up people, he becomes very annoying. And with all of his crowd control effects that he has, it's good to keep him alive and tanky, because then you can keep dealing all of that CC to help your team out. So there you can see that I did use my ultimate to help clear minions. As you can see, it's on about a 20-second cooldown. That's another reason to build him tanky. You can use your ultimate multiple times in long team fights. So it's just something to think about. There I'm going to pick up an assist, and then I think I'm going to pick another one up there, grab the couple characters. This game is very, very long. There's going to be lots of killing and assists, so if I kind of gloss over something happening in the background, it's just because there's really a lot going on in this game. It's kind of a chaotic game, too. Lots of Lots of team fights, lots of fighting overall, lots of pushing back and forth. This is one of those games where you don't really have any, like, moments of tons of nothing happening where you're just pushing lanes. We're always getting into fights, it seems, so, which is kind of fun. Here I'm going to miss a rocket grab again. Good lord, I'm doing bad in this game with those, at least when I slow down the game footage. There, we're going to have a Moo come in, I think. Is he going to ult? Maybe not. I'm going to pick up a kill on Shen here. I'm going to chase down this Olaf. I don't really do that much damage, but he's not going to be able to get away. I'm going to wait till or I did not wait that time. I'm going to knock him up there and just kind of hit him one more time. And just pick up another kill that way. I think I got 7 kills now, which is kind of funny, but that's fine by me. I did finish off that Frozen Heart, as you can see, which is going to give me a lot of armor. I have 177 right now of it. My move speed is currently at 402. It typically would be a little bit higher if I did finish out my rune page that I'm going to recommend to you guys, but that's okay. I'm going to keep getting tanky. I still have my Philosopher's Stone and my Heart of Gold. Still picking up plenty of gold per 5, being able to purchase items. I did pick up a little bit more magic resist there and a little bit more health to negate more damage from their team. Now here is one of those times where I'm getting slowed. Now I'm not going to use Rocket Grab right away. I'm going to wait till he's on the edge of it to pull him back to my team. So there I got him back in. That's going to kind of force their team to come try to help him out because he's going to get killed. I do pick up the kill on him. I'm going to keep fighting around the team. Here, Vayne comes back into the fight, so I changed to her to try to get rid of her because she should be our primary focus. And there I'm going to grab Varus so he cannot get away as well, although he probably wasn't going to. But nice little team fight there, being able to stay tanky, stay in the middle of all the damage that might be happening, and just kind of doing what I can to grab people, power fist them up into the air, use my static field when I can. So we're going to push here a little bit. This next item that I am building is kind of usually the next item that I get after I do get that Frozen Heart, and I do have all that armor, which is going to give me, like I said, that cooldown reduction, all that mana, which is going to definitely help out your mana shield. This next item is also going to help out my mana shield, but I'll get to that in a second after this little bit of a fight. He is currently on his can't be disabled. Now it's done, so now I'm going to rocket grab him and power fist him up into the air. I'm going to also exhaust him as well. We're going to kill him here. He's going to try to fight me, and he is going to do a decent amount of damage because he's building pretty well, but going to be able to pick up that kill and get out of there just fine for the team. So going to go ahead and head back to base now. I'm going to go ahead and pick up a little bit more. I'm just going to finish off that item. Was a Banshee's Veil. That magic resist is going to help me get tankier, and because of the mana on the Banshee's Veil, that's also going to help out with my mana shield. So, in case that does come up in a team fight, because I get low enough, I'm going to get lots of shield because I should have lots of mana. So, here we're getting to a little bit of fight. I knocked up Malphite and we're killing him because he was trying to push. There's lots of side pushing in this game too. There's Olaf trying to push mid lane. So we're going to try to see if we can go deal with him. And there is Vayne as well. No grab successful there. Anyway, so continue on with this build. Now at this point, I do have lots of armor and lots of magic resist. I am tanky like I want to be. There I'm going to grab him and knock him up. Now we're going to finally start addressing the part where I am going to be finishing off the items that were being used with my gold for 5 items. So I'm going to be finishing off with the Philo Stone and that Heart of Gold. Here I'm going to grab Vayne too and murder her while they go chase down Shen. Luckily, like I said, I'm not building any damage, but I'm still able to deal damage. So here I'm going to be able to fast forward the game now a little bit. As you can see, like I said, I was building those items into my next ones. I did finish off that Heart of Gold into the Locket of the Iron Solari, so that's going to help my team. I'll be able to put that shield up if I remember to use it. Here we're getting into a fight. Brand's picking up a triple kill, which is not too shabby. Here I'm going to try to get in range to grab Blitz, or Olaf I mean, but I am Blitz, never mind. Mumu grabs him first, but we're going to be able to kill Olaf here real quick and easy. So we're going to be able to push here. I actually did lie. Usually I will finish off that Philosopher's Stone into Trelius, but I did not this game because I needed to start building a little bit more armor, surprisingly. This is one of those situational times when I start to build a Thornmail. I typically don't always recommend it, but if their AD carry is doing well and starting to hurt you, which their Vayne is, I'm going to start building a Thornmail. So I am going towards that item at this current moment, but for the most part, I try to pick up that Frozen Heart, and then that Banshee's Veil. Here we're getting to another little bit of a fight and trying to kill their team, which is not going too badly. And there we pulled her off of their base and killed her. Trying to finish up real quick. Unfortunately, they are starting to respawn, and we are starting to take some damage from them and the towers, and so we've been kind of sitting near it for a while. Are we going to get the tower? No, we're not. Now we're going to die. And we're going to be able to fast forward one more time. There, I did pick up the Thornmail. Typically, that would be the Trelia's. And then, as you can see, the very last item I did pick up is an Aegis of the Legion to help out our team, giving them more resists and helping me be more tanky and have more resist as well. I got 356 armor right now and 178 magic resist. I'm really tanky, which is the job I like to do with Blitzcrank. As for the rune pages that I take, I usually go with magic resist marks, armor seals, magic resist per level glyphs, and then I usually take a full move speed quintessence, but I don't have a full page of move speed quintessences. I have a couple, so I'd be a little bit faster here. Unfortunately, his could not be disabled was up for a second longer than I thought it was going to be, and I was unable to pick him up there. As for the mastery page that I do go with when I'm playing Blitzcrank, I usually go with a 1, 8, and 21 page. It's what I call tanky support, and it is going to help you. There I do grab Olaf, but unfortunately I'm not going to be able to kill him. But that's pretty much how I like to build Blitzcrank. It's very tanky, but it does work out very well. If you have any questions, you can put those in the comments below. But other than that, I'll just see all of you in the next build video.